Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Get the out of here! What's up? What's up? What's up?
And this story has been brought to you by racism. Racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
Both of y'all going to jail for punishment. Both of y'all, all of y'all going to jail. And if you mother have a problem, you're going to jail for this. You call me, you hit me, you're going to jail. And that's your style, right? But all y'all shut up. All you shut up. Call me a punch me. Fuck. Get the out of here. You flying out there, outside the wall. Get out of the class. Get the out of here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Get the out of here.
Now, sit down.
Now you want to hit me?
Let's go. Sit down.
Raymond, punch me. Raymond, come here. Punch me. Raymond, punch me. Raymond, come here.
Say it again.
Punch me then.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Just say it again. Say it again.
Do it next time. Do it next time. You heard me? The and you gonna walk out like that without punching me? Out of here.
Let me start off by saying this. It was stated by Hector Garcia. By the early 1950s, the American GI Forum, while still denying that it was a civil rights organization, sought to end discrimination in Texas schools, in employment, and in the use of public spaces. The core strategy depended on educating Anglos that Americans of Spanish-speaking descent or Latin Americans were Caucasian, and that to identify them as anything but white, whether on birth certificate or traffic citation, was illegal. Making any distinction between Latin American and whites, he wrote, was a slur and insult to all Latin Americans of Spanish descent. Next, we have John J. Herrera. He stated, Latin Americans of Mexican descent belong to the Caucasian race and are therefore white. So we all saw what took place. Now, I know some people want to say, oh, I need to know what he really said. It's very hard because of, all of the blood. It is what it is. If you find the video online, then I will implore you to go do your research on your own and figure out what it is that the student really said. But anybody with any common sense can obviously tell that he says something that he wasn't supposed to state. Proof of which is the fact that you had two black male students who wanted to, in a sense, fight this guy. But due to the effect of the Caucasians that came through, they were protecting the racist student while putting out the black male students as if they were the real threat, problem, and or issue. Never mind the fact that the student was antagonizing, getting directly into people's faces, trying to provoke them, and consistently yelling out and stating the slur all throughout the whole encounter with both students. And oddly enough, when the last student was standing up directly to him, the guy did not want to repeat the word, right? When he was within arm's distance, he didn't want to repeat the word. But the moment in time that, again, the white savior came directly through in order to remove the black student, now he felt emboldened to basically walk forward and to follow them towards the door and yell the word along with trying to antagonize them to fight again. Again, this is how cowards tend to act. This is what they like to do 9 times out of 10. When they know that there are people out there that will back them up, that will save them, that will shield them, they're going to be emboldened and they're going to act like this. And I'm also going to state that students like this, individuals like this, groups like this have always had problems with black people, and they will show that in a variety of ways. The other thing as well is that it's funny how a lot of these groups will fight tooth and nail to want to say certain things, say certain words that they know has nothing to do with the history of their people, of their group, of anything that they've had to go through. They seek to be connected, you know, in a sense, or to be a part of something. Again, you have the two groups that primarily really want to use, you know, certain words directly out there when realistically they shouldn't. And again, I want to reiterate to people is that he was going with the ER. He was not going with the other version. And I know some people are going to be in the comment section. Oh, well, Seiji, there's no difference. That's great. Argue with yourself. I don't care. I've been going through this back and forth for many years. I don't even care. You can go fight with whoever. You can go argue with whoever. It ain't going to be with. The main point is that somebody like this is not going to want to use any type of word that is derogatory or that has been used against their group historically, right? No other group on this planet wants to use those type of words or try to repurpose the word so that, you know, in a sense, it has a different meaning, or as some people like to say, taking the power back, right? Every other group will rather use this one word, and they would rather do that. And again, I'm going to reiterate because I know exactly what I'm saying. That's the ER, right? So I'm just putting this in context. I'm reiterating this again for a lot of the Johnny come latelys, a lot of the people that are slow directly in the background. And I also understand the fact that some people are going to state that, oh, well, maybe if, you know, black people would just stop using it, that everybody else will stop using it. No, because historically, when black people weren't even saying it at all, you still had people saying it. So what are you talking about? Again, I need people to actually shut and actually look at some history. When black people would normally just talk to each other and they weren't using anything else, you still have people out there still calling them whatever it is that they want to do. You had judges, you had lawyers, you had doctors, you had nurses, you had police officers, fire department, EMS, whoever. They were still sitting up there saying it. Even though black people would correct them, they would still sit up there and say it. So again, I need you to calm down with all of that BS like you always like to spurt. And I know the shows in the background, right, are more than likely stating that, oh, I wonder what was the full context of the video. We only got, 60 seconds, and a little bit over of the video, but, what came before the filming? I clearly heard with my ears, maybe I could be wrong, but clearly heard with my words that the said student saying the racial slur. And again, I'm not saying that it's right, but again, if he was antagonized or provoked, anybody's going to have a response like that. But I specifically heard the student say that he was called something and that he retaliated because he was called something. I wonder what that something was. Sounds like, the Biden-Harris sounds like super leftist ideology where they want to, spew racist type of rhetoric and then hide their hands. It's not any of that at all. He repeated the exact same word again. So, yeah. Like I said, whatever you feel, that's all directly in your mind. The whole point that I'm trying to bring home here is the fact that, as most Black Americans have stated, Black people have no friends, right? It doesn't matter where you look. It doesn't matter who you hang on to. It doesn't matter who you associate with, whatnot, or whatever. Black people don't really have people out here who will fully 100% defend them the same way that Black people have defended and, took up, the shield for other groups directly out here, even when it wasn't even our business. We still, because we have an understanding internally and historically on how it is to be disenfranchised, how it is to be hated and looked down upon, how it is to be slighted, right, and sidelined when it deals with things and laws, and systems that were set in place in order to cause certain things to transpire. Again, this is what Black people have always done, but in return, Black people have never gotten that same respect that we freely give over to other people. And this is why I will state that Black people need to make people respect, earn defense. Instead of us automatically going up to bat for a lot of people, we need to sit back and allow people to gain that respect so that they can then get said things. A lot of things need to be gatekept because obviously Black people are the main ones expounding a whole bunch of energy while everybody else is reserving and absorbing energy from elsewhere, especially us. Last thing I want to say is this, is that one thing I really get tired of is seeing Black people online, especially the younger generation, stating that, oh, any of my friends can say it because they're around me. We all grew up in the same hood. We all da-da-da-da and all this other stuff. That's all cool. That is all cool. That is all great. But there's going to be a moment in time where they're going to say it, and you're going to have to question what it is that they meant. But remember, y'all grew up the same. Right? Y'all was eating at each other's houses and all this other type of stuff. But when they sit up there and say it at a certain time, you're going to have to take a pause. You're going to have to, hear that Jeopardy music and try to figure out, did they mean A, it was positive, or B, it was negative? And then from that, you're going to figure out how you are going to need to react in order to rectify and correct that situation, perform some type of corrective measures, which 9 times out of 10, a lot of people who enable and allow these types of things to happen, they will never do. I'm just going to be real. So like I said, for those Black people out there that also allow their friends of many other ethnicities, cultures, religions, whatever it is, to take part and say things that you normally would not advocate for people to say, a lot of this is also on you as well too. But again, you're not going to understand it up until you're meant to understand it. So it is what it is. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that was stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.